The petrodollar system didn't just stabilize the dollar, it fundamentally restructured the American economy. But this new international monetary order wasn't met with universal applause. In the 1970s, a fierce debate erupted among politicians and economists who recognized that the exorbitant privilege of the reserve currency was becoming an exorbitant burden for the American heartland. From a political perspective, members of Congress began to voice escalating concerns over secretive foreign investments, which they perceived as a direct threat to American national interest. In a tense 1974 congressional hearing, Senator Abraham Ribicoff challenged the very foundation of the new system. He famously emphasized that the recycling of petrodollars as a solution to exorbitant oil prices is a myth. It is also a vicious cycle. Ribicoff feared that the feudal monarchies of Arabia would use their new wealth to buy up the basic industries of the United States while pauperizing the rest of the Western world. These weren't just political talking points. A June 1978 CIA memorandum expressed deep concerns about Saudi Arabia using its wealth as a political weapon that could compromise U.S. economic stability. Study from the Government Accountability Office captured the mounting anxiety, questioning the executive branch's ability to even detect such a threat in a timely manner. Economically, the petrodollar system created a split in the American landscape. While the system strengthened the dollar and enhanced market liquidity, those benefits were concentrated in financial institutions that served as the primary conduits for these massive capital inflows. This is why in 1979, when Congress pushed for more disclosure of Gulf Cooperation Council assets, Paul Volcker, then chairman of the New York Fed, was one of the few to dissent. He argued that such disclosure would have obvious drawbacks for U.S. financial markets and potentially repercussions for the dollar itself. But while the bankers were winning, American manufacturers and workers were largely bearing the costs. Economic advisor Robert Hormats warned Henry Kissinger about the negative consequences of an overvalued dollar. He noted that an overvalued dollar meant U.S. exports fell far below imports, which had serious effects on U.S. employment and forced companies to increase investment abroad, further draining jobs from the country. The petrodollar's impact mirrored the struggles of the earlier Bretton Woods era. By artificially raising the prices of domestic goods in international markets, the system made American products more expensive and less competitive. This led to a surge of cheaper imports, contributing to massive job losses in the manufacturing sector and an explosion in national debt. While the U.S. industrial base struggled, nations like Germany capitalized on the transition. Their trade surpluses allowed them to buy energy at more affordable rates by leveraging their significant dollar reserves. Combined with lower labor costs, this reduced their production expenses and strengthened their global competitiveness across all industries. The architecture of global dominance had been built, but the cracks in the American foundation were widening. By the late 1970s, even the White House began to wonder if the price of the petrodollar was simply too high.